Nope, not doing the intro because my my Stream Deck must be broken. So
no.
we're up.
Okay. All right. Great. So just fire right into it is what you're saying.
Yeah, fire away, man.
Because we're live right now. Okay. Hello and welcome to Video Game Rations, a monthly video game club. I'm one of your hosts, Brian Swain.
And I'm Eric Reiger. We're back.
And I'm Nolan Lorch. But my name says Video Game Rations on the tag, you know?
You know?
Also, I forgot to change all of the stream info. So
Oh, no.
my bad,
Well,
guys.
You go ahead and do it now, and I'll tee us in. Yeah, we're a couple of friends who get together every month and chat about what we're currently playing. So yeah, if you were familiar with VGR before, we picked a game every month, and it was more like a book club, right? And then we played it, and then we got together and we talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of ended that sometime in, what was it, 2022?
It was last year. It was last year.
23. Just because we didn't have time to do it anymore. It felt like a lot to finish a game every month. But we all missed talking about video games, you know?
Yeah. Talking about the video games.
So we decided to do a little bit of a reboot, and we're going to get together once a month and just basically talk about what we've been playing for the month. I feel like sometimes, depending on the game, we might all be playing the same thing. Sometimes we might be playing a wide variety of different things.
Yep.
But the goal of this new iteration of VGR is just to hang out and talk about the games we're playing instead of focusing it on one game. Right, Eric?
Oh yeah. I was seeing if there's any more to that, but yeah, it's soft reboot.
A soft
reboot.
That's right. Way to knock it out of the park there, Brian. Good job.
Thanks.
Just like we never ever stopped.
Yeah. For now, I think we're gonna try to do this once a month. Exactly when and how. Well, we know how. How is going to be doing a stream on Twitch, and then that will later go onto the Video Game Rations YouTube channel.
Yeah.
But the exact cadence of when we're going to record, we're still trying to figure that out. It's going to be a little sloppy.
A little.
Here
it's going to be some scat jazz, just real free form.
Yep.
Yeah.
For a little bit until we kind of try to. I'm sure we'll settle in and figure out exactly how we want to do it. You know,
Yes.
And if these end up being shorter conversations, this might happen every 2 weeks or something. But we might throw in a game in there if we end up doing this once a month. But yeah, we're back. We want to talk about video games. We missed it, so we're trying something new, something fresh.
Yes. I'm so excited.
I was gonna say we might. We'll try and.
Yes.
Yes. So excited.
What were you saying, Eric?
No, I was gonna say depending on how it goes too, we might just kick the audio to Spotify as well. So we'll try and figure that out too.
Oh.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea.
I did see Apple does video podcast now as an option. So I don't even know if
that too.
Right. I don't know if that's something we figure out. Because it would just be the same podcast feed, and it's just full video and audio. I don't know.
I don't see why not. If it's easy enough,
we gotta figure it out.
I don't know who's watching those videos.
if it's a couple clicks, a couple bleeps and bloops, let's do it.
Yeah, why not?
It is funny because I was listening to a band the other day on Spotify, and they just have like random video clips in the corner playing. Sometimes like from the official music video, and sometimes just random.
Okay.
We'll get some.
That's it.
Oh, you mean
a cool
music
Winamp visualizer?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, sometimes it's just the album artwork
Right,
artwork,
right,
like,
right,
moving back and
right.
forth.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, you guys were talking about animating our conversations or having an auto animation going on for a little while. So,
Yep.
we'll see how that's all gonna go. But yeah, time to talk about some video games. I thought it would be fun since we haven't been doing this for a long time to do like a review of our 2024 in video games. Like what were you guys playing? What changed in maybe your video game habits? Uh, what was your year like in video games since we haven't talked in a bigger forum like this in a while? What about you, Eric?
I can go first. I have a
Yeah.
chart up here I'm looking at right now.
Oh,
I played.
would it be your Steam year in review?
It would be. I didn't look through my Xbox stuff because there was like a few
Mm-hmm.
that I definitely played on there, but 18
Yeah.
games according
Yeah,
to
it's
Steam.
hard. It's hard when I was looking at like my Steam year in review, and there's months where there was like so little activity, and I was like, "What happened?" And I was like, "Oh, that's right. I was just playing on something else besides Steam."
Yeah, mine's literally it's right where I left off in 2022. So no new updates on my end. Baldur's Gate 3 is the number
Uh-huh.
one, and then Zet Zillions, which was a kind of Slay the Spire like game. Super fun.
I don't know if I've
Played-
even heard of that.
It's really cool.
Someone in our Discord mentioned it.
Poltergeist. He was really into it.
You like instead of like playing the cards, you like fuse the cards, and then you attack with them. It's really cool.
It is really cool. Yeah.
Marvel Midnight Suns. I played a lot of that.
I forgot you started that.
Yeah, and I mean that when I get down to the other stats, and I'm not gonna read all these, but the Steam Deck stats, that's like the top one because that's like super easy to play on Steam Deck.
How'd you like that overall?
I like the battle stuff. I don't really like the drama stuff that people love.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I find it kind of boring. It's like the only way you level up is like talking to people and having these conversations. And there's very little battling, and then when you get into the battles, they're so fucking hard.
Yeah. I thought
So-
a lot of people like the relationship stuff because you're like romancing people like that normally wouldn't cross over,
Yeah, you romance, but you don't romance. You can just sweet talk them, and then you take them on dates.
Flirt.
Sounds pretty fun.
All flirt. Nothing past first base.
Yeah,
Just flirts.
Marvel wouldn't let
Yeah,
wouldn't let
Disney
anyone
said
do
no.
home runs.
Yeah.
We got Helldivers 2 on there,
Oh yeah.
and then I like this standout hit, PUBG.
Okay.
Wow.
The bottom of the list.
PUBG made it on your Steam and year in review.
It made it on the year just because of the one night we all got together and played it.
Yeah. Okay.
Otherwise, there's a bunch of little stuff like thrown in like Dredge and us playing Chain Together as well.
That's hilarious.
A lot of Hunt Showdown and a couple like Horizon Forbidden West got at the very end, but I didn't play much of that. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Chain
that-
Together, we played for like 2 hours maybe one night.
Yeah.
yeah, it's just funny because I think it was like a slow month or something. Let's see what month that was. July. So
Summer.
yeah, it's
The
like
summer months.
Zillions, Hunt, and Chain Together. Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, that's it. That was my 2024.
Nice. Nolan, how was your 2024 year in gaming?
Well, it was a lot of gaming.
Yeah.
I gamed a lot.
Good for you.
Thank you. I mostly played on my Steam Deck. And a big part of that was because of Moonlight and Sunshine. I got that working on my Steam Deck, which if you don't know is it's NVIDIA. It's like NVIDIA Now streaming service that they canceled, but people modded it so you can stream it onto other devices from like your PC to your Steam Deck or your PC to another Android device. So I have it on my I have the NVIDIA Shield, which is like a kind of like a Roku or, you know, Apple TV or whatever. And I can play it on that, which is pretty sweet. And then I have it on my Steam Deck, which works much better on the Steam Deck. So I play a ton of games on there. Like I was playing Yakuza on there. I played a lot of Monster Hunter this year. So I was playing that on it, which was just a really nice way not to burn out your Steam Deck. And I also played a lot of Elden Ring. So I think Elden Ring I looked at my Steam replay and Elden Ring was my top game. So
Nice.
I played a lot of that on my Steam Deck, which is pretty cool.
Were you playing a lot of Shadow of the Erd Tree or?
No, actually, I was playing the multiplayer mod with a bunch of friends of mine, and then I kind of went back. I fell off like around Radon, like in my main playthrough, and it was mostly because my build was just horrible, and I didn't really like care to like fuss with it. And then I started playing with like some guys that were like a little, just like knew what they were doing. And just kind of like after building my character in the multiplayer mod, I went back and like respect my guy and instantly beat Radon, and then just started moving through the rest of the game. And it's just it's so good. So I
Sounds
still,
nice. You should just pay someone to play for you while you're gone. And then you come back and you got a beefy, sweet character.
no, I like,
Interesting.
I love I've played through most of the game twice now, and there's still stuff that I keep finding in each playthrough that I'm not like, there's no crossover happening, so it's pretty cool.
Nice.
But I did get into the Erd Tree stuff. I just didn't get very far into it.
Is it a whole nother area, or is it just bosses again?
No, it's a whole other area. It's pretty
It's not
big.
like boss after boss after boss type thing.
No. It's like, it's a whole nother area, but you have to get really far in the game to even access it. And it's kind of locked behind like a really difficult boss that even at like, I'm at like 120 and I still had a hard time beating him. So
Yeah, I think that's been the main criticism of it being nominated for Game of the Year. You have to play so much of the first one to get to that. It's like crazy.
yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people were already there that would be interested in getting into the DLC anyways, but
Yeah.
you know, yeah, it's a hard one to do if you're not playing it all the time, you know. But I was there, and it was great.
I was there when it happened.
Like it's one of the coolest. Like you walk through this cave and you see like the kind of like new area, and it's really, really cool looking. So, but yeah, I just mostly played a lot of Steam Deck. I've been playing a lot of older games, like games that I played Stalker 1 and I have like the Emu deck on my Steam Deck. So I've been playing like Metroid Prime with the Prime hack. So it like changes the controls from like the Wii one, it changes it from Wii controls to like actual, like, you know, twin
Modern.
stick.
Yeah.
So, you know, been just jumping around all over the place. Without you guys, I'm really just all over, you know? So.
Have you looked into the retro achievement stuff? Have you heard of it?
Yeah, I haven't. You have to make an account, and I just haven't done it. But I want to, because that seems like a really fun way to go through those old games.
It's basically, I don't know if you've heard it, Brian, but it's like
Mm.
you play through whatever Link's Awaken or some old game,
Yeah.
and people made achievements for it, so you can like
You keep track on like a website or something and
yeah.
Yeah.
try to platinum a game or whatever.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say it's basically giving you a fake platinum, but then fans are like, play Mario, no warp whistles or something, and it's like a little challenge.
Little challenge.
That's cool.
It's
How do they curate like between all the user submitted stuff and make like a definitive list, you know?
I don't know.
People can still submit their own stuff. I think it has to be like tested though.
Oh yeah.
It's
Okay.
it is integrated into Emu Deck too. So
Oh really?
I think it's not just like, oh, I got to log onto this website and check off a box. It actually happens like an achievement would.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
See, I don't even know how that like game's done quick stuff. I know were doing it, Noel, but like even how that works, the timing.
You have to have a video.
You have to have a video, and you just like set up your own times, and like you just hit.
Syncing the game in the software.
It's not synced. It's just you're hitting a button and like you press spacebar and it goes from like first boss to second boss. And then so you can like make up your own, like if you're doing a speed run and you're going to do like no warp whistles, you can say add as many times as you want. It doesn't matter as long as there's video proof of you doing it.
Oh, okay.
And then like once you upload it to like QuickTime or not QuickTime, speedrun.com or whatever, someone has to watch it or validate that it's a real attempt, and then it'll pop up. So yeah.
Nice.
Brian,
Is it my turn?
it is
Yeah.
your turn.
Ooh, 2024, big year for me. It's the year I completely switched over to PC gaming. After back to COVID. Let's take it back a little bit. I decided to build a computer, but I also had like the latest Xbox. But before this, I've had, Xbox and PlayStation, usually not both at the same time, depending on what generation we're talking about. But I had the Xbox Series X, and then I decided to build a PC. And during that time, like it was so much of like, oh, games were coming out. It's like, do I want to play it on my Xbox or do I want to play it on my PC? And that decision just became more and more like I just want to play it on my PC, especially when the Steam Deck came out. Then I'm like, ooh, then I can have it on my PC and a handheld. And all the stuff that Xbox is doing on PC and PlayStation games coming over to PC like quicker and quicker. I decided that I was going to sell my Xbox and upgrade my PC, and now I have like a super nice setup, I would say. And it's not like a 4090 or anything, but it does great work. And yeah, I'm just a full PC gamer now.
Wow.
Yeah, I should have done it long ago.
Well, look at you.
I mean,
go.
yeah. Plus, my wife Alicia, she likes to be on the couch in the living room when I'm playing video games on my computer or whatever. So it just became more difficult to be like, hey, I need you to go somewhere else so I can use this nice TV that I bought for my Xbox.
Can you can you get on your phone and I'll just like play games?
Right. So it just makes it so much easier to have like the one thing, and the whole like PlayStation games coming to PC and waiting a year to a year and a half doesn't bother me. There's so many games to play. Like I don't need to play anything like right when it comes out, which I think will relate to my like year in review because I played barely anything from that came out in 2024.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a funky list though.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm calling this my year of big games because I played a lot of games that take a really long time to play. And I think some of that honestly is because of the video game rations podcast that we were doing before with like where we were playing a smaller game within a month. Like I didn't have time to play necessarily like a lot of big games.
Yeah.
But some of this is also like stuff that came out on PC that year. So I'm gonna break this down basically by month because that's kind of how the Steam in review did it. But it's we'll just go with it. January, I played Cyberpunk 2077.
Nice.
I think I started it.
Too.
Oh, I played the DLC, and the DLC is sick. What was it called? Phantom Liberty.
Yeah, Liberty.
Yeah.
Phantom Liberty.
I think
Is that
you're
right?
right.
I want to say
Yeah.
I want to say Phantom Pain, but
That's what
Yeah,
I was thinking too.
Yeah. So I played that, I think, December 23, January, and February. And then I also started playing Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. That came out on sale. And that game is super awesome. March, after I finished Cyberpunk, I played Alan Wake 2 and Helldivers 2.
Damn, I forgot about Alan Wake 2.
Oh, so good.
I did play that.
Shit.
I guess that did pop up on my list because
It's on Epic.
Xbox. Or
It's on
yeah,
it's
I
on
haven't
Epic.
played
Yeah.
Xbox.
Yeah, if you played it on Xbox. I also played the DLCs for Alan Wake 2, and those were both very, very excellent. April, I played more Cyberpunk. I'm not really sure, but that's also the same month I started Baldur's Gate 3 for the first time. And I think I played about 12 hours of that game. For me, it was just difficult to keep up. Okay, so I get why people really like Baldur's.
Haven't looked back since.
I get why people really, really like it. I think just at that time, I was playing like once a week, once every 2 weeks, maybe, and just trying to keep up with like what I was doing or what I needed to do. Like my notes on like my phone or my written down notes was like so long, and then I would like hop in and try to figure out what I was doing and trying to remember everybody's dialogue. Like I was going so far back in the journal trying to remember like what I was trying to do and say to people. I feel like I just need to start that game over at some point and give it a whole nother go.
The journal and that does a really good job though. You could like
It does.
could like get like 8 cutscenes for like one character and then it tells you in like one paragraph. It's really nice.
Yeah. I agree. May was more Baldur's Gate, and then Ratchet and Clank, and then I started Jedi Survivor in that month, which was
damn.
excellent.
Also
Also
did that.
excellent. Yep.
Yep. Also my Xbox.
I need to become one of your Steam family members so I can play all your games.
Well, Jedi Survivor was on Game Pass. I think that's when it hit EA Play, which was part of Game Pass. Is part of Game Pass Ultimate.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I started that. That was really, really good.
Did you beat that one?
I did beat it. Yeah.
Nice.
It was like 20-ish hours, I think.
Nice.
And there's so much left to do, but like I feel like that game compared to Fallen Order was so bloated by like open world exploration and stuff that for things that don't matter or make much difference in that game. It's a lot of like outfits, and there's a whole like garden thing you can do on the top of like your base where you have to like go to all these planets and collect seeds, and I'm like, I'm never doing any of this. Like I liked Jedi Fallen Order where it was more of like a Metroidvania, which this does have a lot of elements, but they added like a lot of open world stuff that I felt like wasn't necessary. And I was like, I want to play this basically like Jedi Fallen Order and just follow the story and not try to collect-a-thon a bunch of things. Then June, July, and August, I played Ghost of Tsushima, which that just came out on PC over the summer. I absolutely love that game. It is so freaking good. And the
Yeah.
storytelling and the combat, it's like it does have a lot of open worldy type of stuff, but the way that it does it compared to like Ubisoft game or something, it's like it just feels way more fluid and part of the game and part of the story and the world than even Horizon, not Forbidden West, because I haven't played that, Horizon Zero Dawn, where it's like you have a map and there's a bunch of markers and you just have to do it. Like
Seems
the
more
story
like
and the
filler.
world. Yeah, and it's a lot of a tighter, it's a tighter space, so I feel like that did a lot for it. August, September, and October, I played Elden Ring. So I had that on
Xbox.
the Xbox. Like when it came out, I bought it during COVID, but I don't think I didn't get super far. I got past maybe
You got past the first big boss.
yeah, the first big boss. I got through the first castle and got to the lakes area. Elden Ring. This time around, I'm right about Radon.
Nice.
And this time around, I've been following much more of a guide
Nice.
and like a build guide and stuff because I can't wrap my head around it. It's not like I can't do it. So like I was like I'm gonna follow a guide as far as the build, and then what I was doing I was following kind of like it says what area you should go to next. I would explore that area on my own, and then I would check the guide when I felt like I was done and see if there was anything important that I missed that I needed to go back to do. And then I would go back and do that. And then, because that game, the map, man, you jump all over the map with like your levels and stuff.
Yeah.
So, then I played Black Ops 6 when that came out. Super fun single player campaign. It's the best probably Call of Duty campaign since I don't know, maybe the Modern Warfares or something. They just did some really, really cool things with that and some really fun things, and it kind of really like things that you wouldn't expect to happen in a Call of Duty game. Awesome. And then God of War Ragnarok. Yeah, big games. Big
Dude,
games.
big games.
Big games.
Where
And
did
that-
the time go?
Where did the time go? God of War Ragnarok. Amazing game. Too long. I probably won't say it's a better version of the 2018 God of War.
You think you thought it was better?
I liked it more. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
It's just I feel like this one was more linear. There are like open world areas in it, like the 2018 one had. But I think they did a better job telling the story and keeping it moving through all those areas. And there was a lot of smaller areas that had like individual stories than like a larger overarching story. And it's funny, like towards the tail end, they even do like a montage thing almost at the end, and you're like, wow, this could have been like an entire another chapter that I feel like they could have made it longer if they want to do that. Maybe they cut it out or something. But
You got to play the director's cut.
yeah, maybe. But even then, it was really long, but I loved it. And then December, up until now, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is my year in review. Playtime. Cyberpunk. I thought this was fun. 18% of my playtime was Cyberpunk. Ghost of Tsushima, 16%. Elden Ring, 13%. So.
Nice.
And then an honorable mention to Balatro, which I played all year long on my Steam Deck. What a game! What a game.
Balacho's
I
good.
had so many like little 2% games on my list and stuff.
Oh yeah, I just looked at the top
1%,
ones and thought it was
2%.
kind of fun to have. Like
My top Steam games were Elden Ring and then Hunt Showdown, and Cyberpunk was also on my top played,
nice.
but it must have been low because I didn't play it very much, or maybe I left it open or something. I don't know.
I was gonna say I have
Always
I
leaving it
have,
open.
Which game is it? System Shock. I had it installed on my PC and I was trying to run Moonlight a bunch, and so it was like my test game.
Yeah,
So it kept coming up that I was playing it a bunch.
Nice.
Yeah.
Boy,
Uh,
that is a hefty list. That's. I know I said I played a lot of games this year, but I did not play a lot of games compared to what you played.
I mean, so I think I've played 10 or 11 games mostly throughout the year, which I feel like isn't a whole lot because like when we were doing VGR, when we were doing the game a month, it was, a full game a month plus whatever
Else you're playing.
side hustle you had. and I feel like I didn't have time for like these bigger games.
Yeah.
So like, like Cyberpunk, what else? Elden Ring, Ratchet and Clank. I mean, that wasn't too bad. That was like 18 hours. Alan Wake 2. So, that type of stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, definitely a lot of games that took a lot of time. So
Yeah.
that's why a lot of them span over several months. Like Ghost of Tsushima, I feel like I was playing that for like 10 weeks, basically. I was like, ooh, can't wait until Alicia and Maya go to bed so I can play some Ghost of Tsushima,
I feel like you've been playing God of War Ragnarok forever.
I thought you were still
Yeah.
playing it, to be honest.
No, it's done. I think I started that at the beginning of November, maybe, and finished it in early December, I think. Or maybe middle of December.
Nice.
But yeah, that was way longer of a journey I expected, but whew,
Yeah.
so good.
I can't remember when I played. I played the first God of War either last year or I think it was 2023. But even that game felt too long to me.
Yeah, I think
There was
that
like a couple cutscenes that I was like, what are we doing here? Can we just like move it on?
Yeah. I think that one's like 18 or 20 and a half hours, according to How Long to Beat.
Let's see.
And Ragnarok is 30 hours, 25 to 30 hours.
I played 64 hours of God of War.
Whoa!
And I played it in
And
2023.
you haven't finished it?
No, I did. I finished it.
Oh, okay.
But I also played all the like roguelike modes and like boss battle mode, and I fought all the Valkyries and crap.
Dude,
I was
top
gonna
three
say
is so hard.
they added a lot of stuff to that one.
Yeah.
Those
I had a
Valkyries
great
are-
time, but yeah, I was definitely ready to be done by the end.
Yeah. Nice. So we thought we would also announce our personal 2024 games of the year. This is no way a reflection of
Of
video
the
game
year.
rations as a whole, or of the
Yeah.
year. Now, were you guys thinking it's
Legitimate.
the best game you played in 2024, or the best game that came out in 2024 that you played?
I was doing a game that came out.
Okay.
That is also what I did,
Okay.
which I switched just now because you reminded me.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Go ahead, Eric. Fire away.
Oh, I was gonna say I went through the list, and there's a lot of stuff that came out. I just didn't play anything.
Right. That's
Yeah.
my problem too. I didn't play a lot of 2024 games.
Like the only games I played on here are Metal Slug Tactics, The Legend of Zelda: Echo of Wisdom.
Oh, I forgot you played that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
never finished it. I have it.
Did you buy it digitally or do you have the actual disc?
I bought it digitally.
You bought it digitally. Yeah, I know. I know, Nolan. The same
I
thought
don't
as you.
own. I don't own many carts on the Switch.
I don't actually either, but I was hoping you did for that one because I want to check it out.
I played another Crab's Treasure for like a little bit, and that was it.
You didn't play Alan Wake?
Oh, I did, but didn't that.
That was 2023.
Oh, it was.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say, didn't the DLC come out in 2024?
The DLC was this year. Yeah.
Oh, well
Yeah.
then I'm going to switch mine back to
I was
my
gonna say,
last
I'm looking
game.
at.
That's what I was gonna say, Nolan. I think the DLC came out in like over the summer and a couple months ago. I think
Oh.
Yeah, so I
the
just
Lake
put
House.
Indiana Jones on the list because that's the
Oh.
best game I played. And I've only played, a little bit of it. Well, I mean, I played enough of it to.
You're
enjoy
through
it.
the Vatican, which I feel like is a pretty long area.
It is a long area.
Yeah.
It's the longest area.
Is it? I'm still in
I think
it.
so.
Yeah, I'd put that as my top. And I mean, those other games, if I had the systems to play them, maybe I'd play them. But yeah, like Astrobot and what else was on that list? I guess I could play Balatro easily on anything.
It's on your
Not a-
phone.
I hear-
it's on.
PDF.
I hear that the phone version is the way to go.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't. There's no cross save, which is the bummer.
That does suck. Yeah.
Because I would probably play it on my phone. I haven't even started on my phone because I would want my progress from the main game.
Yeah, like I definitely had like Unicorn Overlord was the game that kept coming up. And the new Dragon Age were kind of fun. Just didn't hit with me.
What are you playing indie on your? Got him mid sneeze or cough or something. Is that on your
Water.
PC or the Xbox?
Xbox. Yeah.
How's
It
it run
looks
on? How's it run on there?
But it runs fine. Yeah, that's good. Doesn't look great, but
No,
that's fine.
I have my computer GPU maxed out at like 100%. Like trying to get it on ultra and 4K.
I've been playing
Yeah,
it
I was
on. Oh,
debating
sorry.
on loading it on the PC, but it's easy to sit on the couch and play.
We're losing your
Yeah,
audio
you're-
quality there.
Yeah, you.
Oh, did it go down?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh my god, I didn't do anything. I literally did nothing. I coughed.
tank-
a couple times.
yeah. It's
You,
tanking.
you got some fuzz going. Just jostle those wires, man.
Any better?
Yes. It is better.
Did not. I did not.
It's still a little
it's not,
fuzzy,
it's not,
but
no, it's not
yeah.
better. It's not better.
Alright.
No, what about you? What was your game of the year?
I'm also playing indie, which is very fun. I'm liking it a lot. But I also played Crow Country, which is a kind of indie survival horror game that has kind of PS1 graphics, I guess. And it's great. It's short and has lots of puzzles, and it's kind of like you're this girl in a carnival and there's flesh zombies and weird sludge monsters, and you have to run between them to do passwords on pianos and stuff. So it's great.
It's like old Resident Evil.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
Resident Evil, yeah, like the old Resident Evil games. Yeah, again, I played it on the Steam Deck with my headphones in, and it has like a great soundtrack, and again, it's like 5 hours. So I loved it.
Yeah, I need to play that again.
Yeah, I think it's a little challenging because the aiming is a little wonky because it's top down, but it's not like Resident Evil where you're just aiming like your gun straight at like a angle up or an angle down. You have like full movement of where you're aiming. And if you're trying to fight a monster, sometimes you'll just start like aiming up in the air and shooting.
Yeah.
And most guns, or actually all the guns, you can find lasers that attach them, which helps your aim significantly. But honestly, I found most of the time I was just running around them anyways, unless I was stuck, like I had to. And you're never you never are running out of ammo or anything. So, and I think I almost 100% the game too, which is cool. Like on my first try, which was nice. Like I don't typically like to go back and play a game right back over, you know? So it was nice to kind of be able to do most of it in one playthrough. Really highly recommend if you're just looking for like something small, you can play it on your Steam Deck. Yeah, awesome game.
Very nice.
Yeah. Brian?
Ooh, this is hard because I was thinking it would be maybe the best game I played in 2024 but
I mean, I don't think there's any rules, so you can do whatever you want.
But I'll try to keep with the theme here. So I played, I think the only 2024 games I played were Helldivers 2, Balatro, and Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. So just because I want to talk about it, let's go Helldivers 2. I'm going to talk about Indiana Jones in currently playing because I just finished it. Helldivers 2. God damn, what a good video game.
Very fun.
So fun.
Yeah.
Just like what a moment in time where everybody was talking about it and playing it, and the mechanics and just the humor and how easy it is to get in and out of games and get together and play it. The progression system is really, really cool. It's just so fun when you're in there and you're in the shit, and it can be hard,
Yeah,
like
for sure.
And just accidentally blowing your friends up. Eric constantly just dropping whatever ordnance from the ship down on you. You got
you got.
I know it's had its ups and downs. I feel like some of that is from Sony and some of that is their own trying to figure out, because they were a smaller studio and didn't expect it to be that big of a game.
I feel like that's live service woes. You know what I mean?
101, yeah.
Yeah. It's just,
I mean, it's no Concord or all the other games that Sony canceled this year.
Right.
Or last
but I just
year,
mean
too.
like every live service game goes through like a lull.
Right.
And and the player base is like, this game's dead. Like, like a huge overreaction most of the time.
That's true.
So I think they're back though.
Get back in and see what the state of it is. Yeah.
I was gonna say that there's that other race that was in Helldivers 1 is there now.
I was actually shocked. I feel like that wasn't. I expected there to be like a big kind of resurgence back, and I feel like I still haven't heard much about it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, but
it's just not the new hotness anymore.
True.
But it was really fun when we were playing it to like look at the Reddit or the subreddit, and they were just like, everybody has to go to this planet now, we're gonna lose it and stuff. And then you see like everybody do it and takes it over. Like, it was just so cool. So
Yes.
cool. It almost brought me back to like what the height of Call of Duty Warzone during COVID, when that's like basically all we all did to socialize was play Call of Duty together, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And we were playing a lot of Helldivers for that 6 weeks. And
Yeah.
I think just for that studio and that small of a team to switch it from the top down to the third person, and just I remember watching the trailer and I was like, oh, this isn't the Helldivers like I
Played on the Vita.
played on the Vita. And,
Yeah, wasn't it PSP or something?
yeah, it was
Yeah.
the Vita. It was on the Vita, and was that PS3 at the time, or was that
Yeah,
4?
it was PS3.
But so fucking cool what they did with that game. So
Yeah.
shout out
yeah.
out Helldivers too.
It looks great.
Oh yeah, looks great, runs great,
Yeah.
absolutely terrifying, so fun.
Hilarious. Just so many.
just hilarious.
Some fun bugs.
But minus the real bugs.
Minus the real bugs, just the fun ones. But yeah,
the
I would-
variety of missions that you get too, like the rogue, or no, sorry, not rogue, but the what is it when they're randomly generated? I can't remember the name,
Oh, I don't know.
but it was like
Roguelike?
randomly generated. Huh?
Roguelike?
Procedurally generated.
Oh, gotcha.
Missions and sections you land on the planet and stuff.
Yeah. I think about
Really?
when they added the flying ones in quite a bit. And
Oh, yeah.
we were just like blasting them with shotguns and stuff. And, you know, the giant bug bodies are just raining down and just smashing into people. I was like,
Yeah.
this is great.
yeah.
Or like
I also
you get
forgot
a little.
like the social aspect of it, like the guy who was the CEO or whatever, just like responding to people on Twitter at the time, and like just then it happens in game like instantly. You know?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did a great job with just like baiting people or like trying to pretend like, oh, this isn't happening in Helldivers. Like, there's no such
Yeah.
thing as flying bugs. You know, like it was great.
or even bugs that like took the servers down or whatever, and like in game it would be like in the lore it would be like due to a malfunction on Earth, like whatever. Yeah.
I do like that game. You get like overconfident, or you know, like, and you're like, oh, okay, let's ramp up the difficulty and maybe like go fight the machines, and then it's just 20 minutes of you getting just stomped on.
Yeah.
But it's just hilarious because your body is like flying all over the map, getting blown up by just
Yeah.
constant ordnance.
Oh my god.
How is this
Eric.
bike getting worse?
Eric, you're gone, man. You're gone.
You need
Who's that?
you need type the voice or whatever, text the voice.
I've
Yeah.
done nothing. Exactly.
Are you like have those cables wrapped around your toes or something?
Mm-hmm. You got some interference going.
It's sitting on my desk.
No, it sounds better now.
Yeah, whatever you did.
I went
It
like
must
this
be-
to the court.
Must be just be a loose cable or a frayed end or something.
Yeah,
I did a little jiggle.
Yeah, well, it
that's
worked.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, well, I'm not moving.
Don't jiggle it anymore.
don't jiggle, don't move.
Don't touch
All
the
right.
mouse.
I think we should
Uh,
jump back into some Helldivers. That would be really fun.
That would be
Yeah,
fun.
we talked about since the new race came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys still have it downloaded or anything? Have you signed in to collect all your oh, it's nice. I had like
Is there a lot?
200. I think there's a cap because
Oh,
I didn't have as many as I thought, but I still had a lot.
from everybody doing all the work for you.
Yeah, I love it. I love that.
Nice.
It really cuts back on the FOMO, you know?
Yeah. You're like, I'm not missing out. I'm still getting all the loot.
Yeah, I'm still contributing somehow.
Yeah. Well, on to the main topic of the new Video Game Rations podcast. Or, sorry, it's not a podcast anymore. It's going to take me a long time to not say
It's all right.
podcast.
You know what? We'll figure it out eventually.
Yeah. Currently playing. What are you guys currently playing? Eric, what's on your
man.
what's installed? What do you what's
Mine's
keeping you up late at night?
The old tricks, old bag of tricks. Still, it's gonna happen this year. I'm
What?
almost through Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh, yeah, you think so?
I have wrapped up. Let me think. Like 4 of the main people's like big story arcs.
Damn.
Some better than others, but yeah, I'm just like doing all the little small tasks.
Have you had anyone die?
No.
Ooh. I don't even know if they can, but I imagine they could.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah. I had a replay one because someone did die.
Who?
I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna spoil this.
Okay.
I knew which direction I was going with the character, like what I wanted to do with him, because all my conversations led up to that point.
Uh-huh.
But I failed in a battle.
Oh.
They died. So I replayed the battle.
Oh, gotcha.
And so like I could have beat like the boss, and I knew he was dead. I just said the person is a male. But anyways,
We're whittling you down.
yeah. We'll bleep all this out. We're gonna edit everything in this.
If we're not editing a thing.
Yeah, so I replayed it and then got the ending I wanted. But it's
Nice.
now after playing it, it's not the ending I want.
Oh. That's
But I think that's good. I think that's the reason this person is in like the game.
okay.
Other than that, I went back and installed Disco Elysium.
Great game.
And that is another long CRPG.
Yeah.
that I
Also
need to finish.
game of the show. Last year or 2 years ago.
So good. Yeah, finally beat it.
You did beat it.
Finally sat down. Yep, I beat it. I got stuck in one part, which kind of sucked.
You got what?
For most, I got stuck in one part that just
Oh.
kind of sucked. Like for the most part, that game is just like, hey, do whatever skill points you want. You're gonna get a bunch of goofy stuff sometimes, and then other things are gonna matter. And then at the end, it's like, keep looking around for the next clue to move on to the next section. And like the only way to move on to the next section is to have like 1 point in your logic.
Oh.
I made my guy like an imbecile. I had like no. I went like pure strength,
Uh-huh.
and so yeah, I couldn't do the ending thing. So I had to like farm
Hmm.
kind of XP by like doing some side stuff.
Was there any like cuz like if you wear certain clothing items, it gives you like a point in mind or charisma or whatever. Was there any way to like have a logic item to help you get past it?
I don't think so, because I went to the thing. It's like, go talk to this thing. You just basically talk to this thing,
Okay.
and you gotta have logic to talk to it.
Hmm.
So I went to the thing. I think I failed, and then it was basically like, keep searching, and then come back here. That like literally my checklist said, keep searching the coastline, and then come back. So that's what I did. I did that forever. And then I finally did a side quest, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to put a point in logic and go back. And that's what I did. So it just took forever, but I wish I would have known that before spending so much time, because I finally found the place I needed to go, and then I couldn't go there.
That sucks.
It was worth it. It's a really fun ending.
I do really want to finish
You guys
that
are probably
game.
not familiar with the whole story at this point, but you basically are solving, a murder.
Right, yeah.
There's so many twists and turns, and then there's like another twist at the end. So,
Yep.
but I got what I think is like the weirdest ending. I don't know if everyone gets it, and then I got like a normal-ish ending.
Mm.
So yeah,
Hmm.
the beats. I looked up how that game's played, and it's like there's like 4 main story points in it that everyone gets. It's just you get different results
Right.
from. So it's, yeah,
Yeah.
I was wondering if you could solve the murder quicker, or if you could do such and such. But
Right.
you
Don't
can't.
they do they kind of gatekeep it by like time passage? Like, because I know like you can play out like 12 days or 8 days or something, but you don't, I think you can beat the game in 4 or 5.
Yeah, my day count wasn't that high. Like I would just stay up all night and do stuff.
Yeah.
Like my guide didn't say anything about sleeping.
Yeah. Does
There's
time
like a couple
pass like as you walk around and do stuff, or does it pass
Yeah.
like it's midnight until I go to bed and then, it's morning?
it passes consistently.
Okay. Yeah. I don't remember like
And then,
the,
like at some point, I just was like, you go back.
And there's certain areas that don't open until the next day. Like they're repairing a bridge or something, or
right. Yeah.
like the strike doesn't start until day 3, I think, or something like that. But
Yeah, and there's like other characters that show up throughout the day that you don't.
right. Like yeah, like you wake up in the morning, there's somebody who wasn't there the day before.
There's
or
like
whatever.
that little side cafe that's not open in the bar area that opens up later.
Yeah.
And then you meet like a bunch of characters, which then kicks off like the towards the end
Yeah.
of the game. Yeah, it's super fun. I'm glad I went back.
Nice.
I'm excited that maybe there'll be 2 games in this world.
Oh, did they?
There,
Is
well, is
the beef resolved or what?
no,
No,
there's
there's still more beef.
I think there's 3. They fractured, and now there's 3 new games from the remnants of the team.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
One of them
just got announced. Yeah.
Oh, really? I
And it
missed that.
looks identical to Disco Elysium, but you're like, I think you're like you're working with a sex worker or something. I don't remember. But
Are they all gonna be like, this one is the real Disco Elysium 2, and the other one's like, no, this is the Disco Elysium 2.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
not the. And I mean, they're not. No one's really said anything, but the trailer that dropped basically showed that it's still like a CRPG. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious because isn't the writer like he wrote a bunch of books that is like this world that he made. So
there's like people that were ousted. They're getting sued. These other
Yeah.
companies still
Oh, no.
but they also got sued. But yeah, it's crazy.
Bummer.
it is a bummer.
I'm trying to find the name of this other game before it.
It was like Humankind or something like that. I can't remember either. But
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
yeah.
Man, I'm just looking at their screenshots of Disco. There's so many funny things you can do, like lifting a barbell to show off. Like,
I remember that one.
because I put like comments on to make you super strong and try to show off my back, but then come back later with more strength, and I still failed it. It's so funny.
Yeah.
And your like partner's just like, you don't have to do this. You don't have to keep doing this.
All those dice rolls.
Eric, you gotta jostle those cables again, man.
You're fading out.
Nothing?
No, no.
You're there. You're faint.
Yeah.
Nolan, you wanna?
Yeah, I'll go.
You wanna take over?
I'll go. I was gonna switch my game up a little bit.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm not going to. It sounds the same there, Eric. So I picked up Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. Been kind of
Nice.
waiting on it for a while. I heard it's like a really fun Metroidvania, and everyone's right. It's great.
I've been playing it too. I'm maybe 2 hours, 3 hours.
Nice. I'm right around there. There's like a kind of like the first big twist. Did you get to that part by chance?
No.
Like, do you have any
No.
time powers yet?
No, I know there is time powers.
Okay.
But I don't have time powers.
Yeah. I'm just getting like my first like time powers basically. And
Nice.
it's really good. The combat is a lot more difficult than I was expecting. You get swarmed by guys a lot. And I thought it was going to be a little more like Hollow Knight-ish, or or a little more maybe like Batman, where you can hold down block and block everything.
Yeah.
But that's not really the case. You have to like really be aggressive with the combat to like stop guys from like doing like a big swing or whatever. But because there's just so much, like there's always someone behind you or whatever. But it's really fun, like when you get flowing in the combat, and it's almost like a fighting game a little bit. Like you can like slide kick guys into the air and then juggle them. And I was like, wow, this is sweet. I didn't expect this.
Yeah,
and
that
then
sounds cool.
the platforming is sick. I'm currently in some like side trial. I got sidetracked into side trial shit. And it's just like really, really long sections of like jumping on it's like Celeste style jumping through spike platforming sections, and I'm really, really liking it. I don't know what I was thinking when I first started playing it, but I was playing it with no sound on because that's kind of how I play a lot of games on the Steam Deck. Is I'm usually like in bed or watching a TV show, and I just skipped like every cutscene and just went to
really?
Yeah. And then I was like, I don't know what's going on, I'm just gonna restart. So
I guess the story is pretty like surface level.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I feel like you need to kind of, it was,
Yeah, you want to pay attention.
it wasn't like I've been playing indie, and I haven't really been super in the mood for like a heavy story game. So I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I'll play Prince of Persia because who gives a fuck? I just want to platform. But then like there is still a lot of cutscenes, and like I do want to know like contextually what's going on. So I just restarted it and have been really enjoying it too. It is a little more of just like a action adventure, story, but it's fun, and it looks great, and all the voice acting is really good, and I'm glad I went back and kind of taking it all in.
Yeah, for sure. Did you find the fighting tutorial area?
Yes.
Yeah. There's so much stuff you can do. I started doing it and I was like, oh, I need like to sit down here for like an hour and just learn all these like different juggling moves and all that
Yeah.
stuff that you can do.
Yeah, and then I mean they have like a bunch of I've been collecting like a shitload of little amulet things to add
Oh, yeah.
to like modify your character, and I haven't even really looked at those. I've just been
Ooh.
like I equipped some that sounded good, and then I've just been getting a bunch of other ones, and I'm not really worrying about those right now, but I think after I get these blue or purple pants, I'm gonna sit down and do a build. So
Nice.
All about the pants.
I gotta get them.
Yeah, my only big beef with it is after you die, you get a game over screen, and it takes it just takes too long to respawn when you die. When you can die that often,
Yeah.
Like I just want to be dead and then go back to the tree or whatever,
Right. Yeah.
and not have a game over screen.
Yep.
And that's my only real complaint. So
Yeah.
far.
Yeah. I was getting kind of annoyed with the game over screen when I'm doing this like challenge mode because I am dying a lot. And, but yeah, it would be nice if it was a little quicker. Also, when you do, there's like an enemy will do an attack with like this yellow glow, and when you parry it, you instant kill them, and it's cool the first time you do it, because it does like a little cutscene of you like flipping them in the air and then like slashing through them, and it freezes, But now I've done it so many times, and I'm just like, I don't just instant kill them, and like I don't need to see that every time.
Is the animation different for every enemy, or is it you? Okay,
It is, yeah.
that's what I thought.
You meet like this guy with like a big stone tablet on his back, and he does like he like jumps over him and grabs him by the head and slams him into the ground, so the tablet like crushes his head. It's awesome. I was like, oh damn, that's sweet. But you do it like 50 times, and you're like, okay,
Right.
I got it.
Should maybe only do it. I don't know, once every 10 times or 5 times.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the Skyrim like slow motion mode. It's like you don't want to do that every time, but like every once in a while you're like, oh yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah. I also find the UI and in-game like graphics and overlays to be very out of touch for what the game is, basically. Like it just seems complete. It's almost like a cyberpunk-esque like overlay and UI and stuff that doesn't match like the in-game aesthetics.
Sure. I'll
It's
have
like
to
those
look
teams,
at that.
those teams didn't talk to each other. Like the game over screen.
Yeah,
it,
the
like,
game over
looks-
screen. Well, it's like a hawk or something.
A hawk? I don't know if I've
It's
seen
it's like
hawk,
a
but-
bird with big red eyes, and it says game over.
Maybe I missed that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like something like they bought almost like a stock overlay,
yeah.
slapped it onto the game type of thing.
Yeah. I'll have to look. I can't really remember what it looks like in my head.
It's like a lot of very vibrant blues and
Yeah.
oranges, and it's like almost like
Digital.
made to look like digital, like electricity or something. It actually kind of reminds me of like Assassin's Creed when you were
Oh yeah.
then you figured out it was like the Animus or whatever back
Right.
in the old one.
Oh man.
What is happening here?
I don't know. I can't. Now that I think about
Minor
it,
stuff.
I think you're right
Minor
that the like map looks like it's on like a digital screen or something like that.
Yeah,
but-
totally.
Yeah.
But I also I've played it a little bit, and I'm looking forward to getting more into it. I like
It's
it a lot.
great. It's really, really
What
fun.
about, can you take like screenshots?
I'm sorry.
God damn
What
it,
was that, Eric?
Oh my god. I just think
It is a really cool feature that you can take basically an image of something that you can't obtain yet, and then it pins it on the map.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
limited, which is weird. You can
Yeah,
only do
there
it
is
so
a
many
limit.
times.
And I think you can expand the amount like through
I
doing
would assume
challenges and
so.
stuff, which I think is
Yeah.
like, why make a
Yeah.
pickup for that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So far it's been really, really fun though. And, like it's not doing anything like super fresh or new, but it does just feel really good. So
It is
they
for the
nailed
Prince of Persia fans though.
Yeah,
I guess
you're
a lot
that's
of
right.
a lot of people. I'm not a big I'm not a Prince of Persia guy, but a lot of people were excited that it was
Yeah.
brought back to like the 2D platforming type of thing.
Right.
But nobody bought this game, and the studio closed 6 months after it came out, apparently. So,
Ooh,
yeah.
that's not good.
Also,
I didn't
an
realize
Ubisoft
that.
studio, which is they closed that studio down real fast.
That's so okay. This game is not nearly as big as their other games. Give them a little time, like let it stew.
But also, like it was $40, which is probably not doing
That's true.
them any favors. I think I bought it for 20 or 18 or something.
Yeah, that's true.
Which-
That's true.
Which, I mean, I don't know how big the studio was or how many people were working on it, but I don't even know how long it is. But it's an indie levels type of game.
Make it an Assassin's Creed Metroidvania. Let them do it. Let people.
Oh, yeah.
Let people cook on Prince of Persia, and because it's a great game. I think it's gonna like once everyone plays it, when it's eventually $5 to pick up or whatever.
Yeah.
People are gonna be like, "Oh shit, this game's awesome."
Right. I think it recently has gone on sale over the winters, and people are like, "Oh, this game's really dope," and it's like, "Oh shit, the studio is closed
Yeah.
because nobody bought it within the 6 months it was out or whatever."
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else, Nolan? Anything else you're playing?
I do have one other game that I've been playing with a group of people. It's called The Forest. It's a survival horror game, like crafting, base building game. And it's really fun. It's just, I'm having a blast. If you've like Grounded or Valheim or whatever, it's kind of like that. But there's a cool story, and there's a lot of you're doing a lot of cave spelunking, and there's these weird kind of fleshy monsters down there, and it's got just cool creepy vibes. It's old too. It's a lot of these games have kind of improve the user experience. This does not do any of that. So you're
You're on your own.
when you're playing you can play I think in lobbies of 16 or 8 people or something like a big amount.
Right.
And the only way you can give people stuff is to either drop it, or you in the plane that you crash on, you can grab a food tray and you can put an item, you can combine it in your crafting menu. So if you need rope, I'm going to put it in this little tray, and then I hold it out in front of me, and then you can pick it up out of the tray one at a time, one item at a time.
Wow.
And it's hilarious. It's kind of funny in the moment, it looks so silly. And it's not just an item that you pick up and get. You have to find it and pick it up. And if you don't, you just can't share resources with each other until you build cabinets and other random crap. But it just has and also everyone has to save their own save. It's not just after everyone sleeps and the day starts. It's not there's no auto save. So everyone I was playing with didn't save because they just assumed that it would. So they have to start over. Oh wow, Eric's back.
I'm back.
Whoa. And louder.
You're much louder.
I'll talk away from the microphone.
Welcome back. No, it's fine. It's not bad. You sound great.
Down in Discord on my end, but that's not good.
It's
sorry
really
about
good
that.
though. And you can usually get it for $2 on Steam sales. So
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a second one now, and
I was gonna say, isn't there a Sons of the Forest?
Yeah,
Sons of the Forest.
yeah, which I also have, but I want to beat the first one first, and then I'm gonna play the second.
It looks scary as hell.
It is scary, especially when you're by yourself. It doesn't like tell you what to do, but like a lot of the enemies like patrol the whole map. And if you just decide to build your base on one of their patrols, they will watch you for a little bit and not engage. And then like it'll be the middle of the night and you're cooking rabbit on a fire and all these people start coming out of the darkness at you and will try to like raid you or like destroy your base and stuff. It's pretty like I would say for the time it was pretty like the AI seemed like really smart and it's cool. It's a fun game.
Nice.
It's definitely not nearly as scary in a big group of people all like throwing dynamite and you find like samurai swords and stuff and now we just like slay everything, but it's still really fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Eric, did you have any more games to talk about?
Oh, did I? Now I'm loud and
You're here for
obnoxious.
You're good.
Yeah, sorry about that. I just unplugged everything, plugged it back in. So hopefully that's
Ooh.
it.
Nice. Smart.
Yeah, have you tried resetting it? Yeah, so I personally have been trying to get back into music and decided, I should play a bass guitar. So
The gateway.
stayed up late looking at all my options of buying one, a bass guitar that is, and was like, well, I'll ask around to see if my parents have any laying around in their basement, and they did. And then I did some researching online trying to find the best way to like learn to play the bass guitar.
Well, it's not in your parents' basement.
It's not. It is taking lessons from a person. That's everyone's advice on Reddit is taking a lesson. I was like, no shit. But Rocksmith kept coming up as people's like list of like how to practice and stuff. So I did a deep dive into Rocksmith and realized they have like a subscription service, which is really awesome, but very, very, very expensive. Like
I didn't even know that until you mentioned it in our Discord.
Yes, I did mention in the Discord.
Video Game Rations Discord.
Yeah, people were really pissed. Like when it came out, it like was kind of flimsy, didn't have that much stuff in it. It's better now, but it's like $140 a year, which isn't too bad when you break it down. But still, like they want like 20 something a month if you just do it monthly.
Jeez.
Yeah, but
it's like Netflix.
So many people complained about it.
That's like $11 a month.
Yeah,
if you have
so many people
subscription.
So many people complained about it that the developers re-released the 2014 edition that got pulled from Steam because of licensing issues. So they re-released that original one and put it up for $10, and people modded the shit out of it. So now you can play all the DLC that was in there originally by like modding it. So,
yeah.
Starting that journey, it's super cool. The thing I don't like about it off the bat is it doesn't like tell you like the letters to like the chords you're playing and stuff. So you just have to like know it. You have to know like the chord you're playing.
Really? That seems like that was the whole point of it, isn't it? To teach you the chords.
It shows you where it is on the fret, and it shows you which finger. It tells you like which fingers to press, but it's not telling you what you're pressing.
Huh.
It's kind of like Guitar Hero. It's basically like
right. I am actually surprised though that it doesn't tell you what the you know.
Yeah, so you kind of have to know. So Rocksmith Plus, which is a subscription service, does a way better job. You can like pull up tabs while you're playing, and you can play the tab version of it, or you can play the like, Guitar Hero version.
Right.
But it also has a bunch of tutorial videos in it, which is dope.
Yeah, that's sweet.
It's like, here's how you put your fingers on the guitar, and then it's like, all right, let's play this really crappy, row your boat for like 5 times.
Is it so when it came out, when the subscription service came out, did they improve it? Is it like better now, or do people
is better
still not
now.
like it?
Yeah, I think people didn't like it because it didn't have all the music they wanted and all the music they paid for. But at that point, the original game came out in 2014, so
Yeah.
this subscription I think came out like a year ago, 2 years ago maybe. So they've just been like trying to improve it. They added a keyboard. They added like a singing version, so you can like use your phone as a microphone and sing in it. So they're trying to make it better, but it's just expensive because
Yeah.
they actually have people like writing the tabs for all these music and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which
And
is not.
I'm
any
sure getting
fast.
the license and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
now that I think
I'm
the
sure
reason
there
it's
is some
subscription is that stuff
licensed
just
stuff.
goes in and off the list.
Yeah.
So, and you don't buy the songs either.
Right. Yeah.
Right on the subscription.
Yeah.
Huh. That's interesting. That
Yeah.
sounds fun.
So
though.
I'm hoping I can keep it up. I've only done it like twice. So.
Are you playing through that Behringer digital input?
No, so you have to buy their cable, or you have to go through a like digital interface. And I don't think this Behringer's digital. Like it might work, but
It's pretty old.
you could get like a little like module that USB that's super cheap.
Right.
But yeah, I mean it's like if you already have an instrument and you want to, it's $25 for the official one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, if
wanna,
you're like really into it, it doesn't seem like that bad,
No.
But it definitely would be a tough one if you're just kind of trying to casually play occasionally, But I
Yeah.
guess you have the 2014 one,
That's what I'm kind of doing. Is I do all the training stuff on the free training on the Rocksmith Plus, and then if I was like, finally, I'm like, ooh, I should play a song. I go to the 2014 edition.
Yeah, there you go. Sticking it to the man.
Yeah. Rocksmith.
Sticking it to Metallica.
They're
Yeah. Yeah, to Metallica. Yeah. Directly.
You're sticking it to the guy who's just staying up all night writing tabs for you.
Yeah. Poor guy.
I do
His
feel sorry for
fingers
the
just
community
blistered.
tabs, though.
When are they going to have AI just writing tabs?
Oh, God. It can't be good.
It's not already.
Yeah, I would be surprised if it's not already, but that sounds really fun though. Would love to try that sometime.
$10. That's it.
Oh, I'm just coming over. I'm using yours.
Yeah, he's got the bass in there. He's got
Yeah,
the
he's like,
keys.
I don't have to do
exactly.
anything. You got it all set
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Man, keyboard. I remember playing keyboard when I was little, and then I tried to play in college when I lived with you guys.
That old
I went to
MIDI
that-
that you got.
Yeah, but I went to remember I went to community college, and I took classes, and I went there, and I was like the youngest person. It was all older women. And then I was like, oh yeah, keyboard's really hard.
I did music theory in college. You had to play the keyboard.
Did you?
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah. For music theory. Yeah.
It's just like
My
playing a
turn?
video game,
Oh yeah. Just like
Turn on Guitar Hero.
It is your turn.
All right. I just finished Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I finished it last night.
Nice.
Yep. Excellent game. Very fun exploration.
Yeah. I've been really
great
liking it.
Yeah, great mechanics. I I liked all the mechanics. You know, it is a slower paced game, which actually I really liked.
Same.
It really felt like you were Indiana Jones. And I think the way that the game is really set up is like it is almost like a movie where the first couple missions or areas you're doing like the big world building and story building. And after the first two areas, the story just like ramps up in Act 2 and Act 3. There's like so many more like awesome set pieces, you know, and you're only in an area for like a very short time, or the area is the set piece, and then you're like traveling along. So like the back half compared to like the Vatican and Giza in Egypt, like way different
Huh.
for the most part.
Cool.
And then the side missions, there's different tiers of side missions. So like there's your main story, and then there's fieldwork missions, and those ones directly tie into the story. And there's like, depending on the area you're in, some of them only have like one or two, some of them have four. But like the way that those tied in to the main story and just adding like additional flavor was so good. So
Yeah.
good. I wanted to do all of them. And I thought a lot of just the environments that they built was really cool, because you're just walking around and you hear like people talking, and you can directly like help those people in whatever they want. Like one of them was like, "Oh, I want a photo of this thing to keep it forever," and you're like, "Oh, I have a camera. I could probably just go do it." And I was just wondering like what would happen, and I go take a picture, and then you can hand it to them, even though you can't like talk to them before.
Yeah.
I thought that was like really, really cool. I think overall the game could have used some more time for like cutscenes and animation. Like some of the cutscenes like are so weird. They're like talking to each other, and then it shows somebody else, and they're just like looking around or whatever. Like
Yeah. I thought.
it's so like weird, and it's supposed to be like the movies. So
Yeah.
it's like this is the thing you could have like made
better.
better,
Yeah.
basically.
The
And go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Like Gina, when she comes with you like for the rest of the game, basically, like her dialogue sometimes is so broken when she's your companion, and sometimes her facial animation or whatever she's doing is bizarre. It's so weird.
I don't know who that is yet. Spoiler.
Oh
boy.
She's cool. She hangs out with you. She's fun. I think it is a lot nicer too when Indiana has
Someone
somebody
to
to
talk
talk
to.
to and bounce ideas off. Like it
Yeah.
feels more, which, and it was such like a video game trope that you have like a companion, you know, that comes
Sure.
with you. But I thought it, from the point in the Vatican where you don't have one to when you do, like it just adds so much more story and
Nice.
dialogue and flavor.
Now let me
Eric's
ask you
shaking
this.
his-
I would no.
shaking his
I was
head
gonna
like he
say
doesn't
when
like
he's
Gina or whatever.
no. I like Dita. When you don't have someone, I was agreeing with you. When you don't have someone, he's just like sit down. His like one-liners all the time.
Yeah,
And it makes more sense when someone's around him and he's actually
Right.
like talking. Otherwise, he's just insane.
Is it, if you don't figure out a puzzle in a certain amount of time, does she tell you what to do? Because that's what I don't want to happen.
She did for me.
She kind of like will point you to areas. It's not as bad as some of this like more recent Sony Studio
Yeah.
games.
That was-
And you can turn off puzzle hints. And once you have the camera, you know, you can like when you take a picture of a puzzle, it'll be like you can instantly click a button to get a hint.
Oh, I didn't
too.
know that.
But she'll just be like, "Oh, I think I saw something on that ledge up there," or whatever.
Oh.
But
Sure.
I think it is a little heavy-handed. I would like less of it,
Yeah.
especially with the type of game that this is, but I don't know if that's also the difficulty I picked.
Sure.
You know, I think there was like 4 or 5 different difficulty sliders. But yeah, so just lots of weird stuff with the animation and
Yeah.
the presentation overall. But I feel like could have used in I don't know, 2 months maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they were trying to get it out.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they've been working on it for a really long time, but the intro, you know, is like from The Last
The
Crusade.
jungle. Yeah.
And I was really not sure about it, to be honest. Like I was like,
Oh yeah.
what are you doing? Like if you've seen the movie, I don't know. Maybe it's because I've seen that movie just so many times and it's such an iconic scene. I'm like, this looks bad to me.
Yeah.
But then once you get out of that and into the next area, I was like, oh, this game looks awesome. Like that was just I think that was just like, I see what you're doing there, but I'm already having such a hard time with like the uncanny valley aspect of like the faces and like
Right.
the voice and stuff. Like it just added to that. And then when they are doing kind of their own thing, I think it really is great. And
Yeah.
I mean, luckily the gameplay is super, super fun. So
Right. It is. It is. I did really like replaying that beginning. I was like, oh hell yeah, I am Indiana Jones. But then you're watching it, I'm like, this just seems so off, you know?
yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was fun like running through the traps and stuff. Like once you're playing, it's fine, but watching like a cutscene that I've seen like a million times, like the actors, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, for sure. Voss. Oh, you probably haven't met Voss yet. He's the main villain.
Is he the big boy that you fight?
No, not the giant.
Okay.
Yeah. Voss is the main Nazi. He's like basically Indiana Jones counterpart on the Nazi side. He's an archaeologist as well. He has an underling. And they are such great evil characters.
Yeah.
And some of their dialogue and conversations that they have together are just the writing is so freaking good.
Yeah.
I was like laughing or smiling or whatever. Those two guys are great. They're great Nazis.
They're great Nazis.
in the best way.
An interesting. Never mind. I'm not going to go there.
Yeah, I know. That was the joke.
Yeah.
And they all get their comeuppance. What else did I want to say about this game? I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10, minus 1 point for every snake joke. So
I haven't had any yet.
It gets a 4 out of 10. There's so many snake references.
I was gonna say I haven't had any snake.
There's
jokes yet.
so many snake references. It's insane.
I've had one snake one so far.
Yeah.
But yeah, not many yet.
No, I'll keep it at 9 out of 10. I loved it. I thought it was so fun. Just like also such a pleasant surprise coming from Machine Games, who has just been making first-person shooter Wolfenstein games for the last, I don't know, 10 years? Maybe no, probably longer than that.
Yeah, it's been longer than
and
that.
It's like, ooh, they're gonna do.
Which those games are also awesome, but very different. Very different.
Very different. But this is also like, I don't know, a way different game than I think anybody expected to be like an immersive sim adventure game, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's
great.
The criticism was like after watching that one trailer, it was like clunky because you're punching, and then once you're in it, you're like, oh, I love punching.
Dude, the melee is great. I love it.
Yeah. The sneaking around, the whip, I mentioned in the Discord, you do hit a couple sections where it feels like you're forced to shoot, and even those are fun. like, because you just have a shitty revolver and you have to like really line up your shots, and once you get swarmed by like 3 or 4 either Italian fascists or Nazis, like you just or Dunzo. So
Yeah.
yeah.
The I had to change my binding, like my keybinds, because
Oh yeah.
I'm so used to using F as my action button now, like pick up stuff,
Yeah.
that I just kept whipping people because F is like your whip key, and I was
Right.
like, so like I'm just like walking around trying to pick up like a medicine bottle, and I just like whip.
Yeah.
I'm just whipping
Yeah.
like the Italian people in the Vatican, and then they just like 20 guys just come beat the shit out of me. Like, well, I need to switch that up.
There's supposed to be a fairly substantial DLC out for that game this year too. And
Really?
after finishing it, I have no idea what they would do. So I'm curious. There's no cliffhanger
I really hope
unless
Go back to
maybe there's a
Alien.
secret ending or
Aliens.
something. I don't know.
I was gonna say I don't think
Aliens.
they're making another indie. Like, didn't it not do very well on the?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because that game is awesome, but it's
Well,
Yeah,
this was
I don't-
this is the best Indiana Jones thing that's come out since whatever.
Do you
the
know how
third
many?
one is.
Do you know how many Indiana Jones games there are?
Total?
6.
Yeah, I was gonna say
22.
What? Oh, are you talking?
Yeah.
Are you including like pinball games and?
I'm Lego Indiana Jones. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But there's a bunch. There's a shit ton
How
in
many?
the 90s.
How many original story Indiana Jones?
I mean, they did all the movie ones. So there's like 3 Last Crusade games. There's a Lost Kingdom game on the Commodore 64. Emperor's Tomb, Fate of Atlantis, Indiana Jones' Greatest Adventures. They had that point and click one. Yeah, 2 Indiana Jones Temple of Doom games. Looks like those were just ports to different systems.
Okay.
Staff of the Kings. In 2009, Staff of the Kings
Whoa. What was that on?
was on the PlayStation Portable and Wii.
Ooh, PSP?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll give
But
it a
yeah, I mean,
download.
Well, you own the game, right?
No, I don't. I don't care.
Missed the whole
Hack the
joke.
planet.
Well, next up for me, Spider-Man 2 comes out on PC on Thursday.
Now
Or at least
you
it should be.
you mentioned
out.
in the Discord
Uh-huh.
that Steam has very little information about its release.
It does. Yeah, it's supposed to come out on Thursday, but there is no PC specs out, which I feel like usually happens at least a couple weeks before a game comes out. And then they also have listed like, oh, there's a pre-order bonus, which is just like you get a Spider-Man suit and some extra skill points or whatever, but you can't pre-order it yet.
Weird.
But so I try to dig into this a little bit, and on Twitter, like people are like, "Is this game coming out? Is it coming out?" And Nixus, which is the porting studio for PlayStation, and Insomniac Games are like, "Yes, it's coming out on Thursday." So
Huh.
I don't know. Is the pre-order just gonna
Roll
come out
over.
on Monday or Tuesday?
Yeah.
Or is it like, I don't know. Are they trying to put it at like $70 and they just don't want people to be mad about it? I'm not sure. I don't know. It is a little unusual, I feel like, but
Has the ports, like when they come out, have they been like smooth, or do they release?
Mostly.
Okay. I
Mostly.
don't really remember, and I usually don't get to them till much later.
There has been, I feel like, 2 bad PlayStation PC ports, and it was like the Uncharted collection and maybe the Last of Us remaster, and those were done by like different studios or something like that.
Huh.
But mostly like they come out and work great. I mean, it's also like the game's been out for like a year and a half, and they have a dedicated studio just doing
The port.
the port, and they typically come out and they have like a lot of additional features that, you know, all the PC features like support for ultra wide and all sorts of shit that you don't normally get when a game comes out like day and date. And also for some of these other games, you get all the DLC included. Like God of War Ragnarok had the DLC included.
Oh,
And I think like Horizon Zero Dawn was like the complete edition, which included like the 2 DLCs that they had. And I think that even came out and it was like $50 instead of $60 or 70. So yeah, you usually get, I feel like, the better version for less. I think I want to say like Horizon Forbidden West on PS5 is $70, but on PC it's $60.
Yeah,
So-
I got it on sale too.
you have it?
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
play it?
Yeah. So that's what I was trying to get that to run on Moonlight, and that's when Moonlight just tanked for me. It didn't work.
Oh, yeah. Bummer.
Yeah. Which is like crazy because Cyberpunk was like flawless on it, and then I boot
Yeah.
up Horizon and it didn't work.
But-
But it works fine on my PC.
Oh, nice.
I just
Very
was
nice.
trying to avoid being on my PC.
Yeah, for sure. Cool, man.
I love the baby, but I don't want to sit here all day long.
Yeah.
Well,
I just a quick thing. If you don't have Moonlight or it doesn't work, I did check out GeForce Now, which is their streaming service similar to Game Pass, but it links to all of your accounts and like Steam, Game Pass, Epic, and
Stores.
Ubisoft
All
and
the
stuff.
stores. Yeah.
And you can play your games like off of their system. It's pretty cool. I've had like a few games drop frames, but I'm playing indie on it exclusively, and it's been great. Like it tells you like what the computer you're using is, and I have like the whatever, like there's different tiers, and each tier has, you know, like a better quality computer essentially. So I'm on like a 4080 and, you know, like a pretty a pretty fat PC.
Yeah.
But it's really cool. And it's been fun because I don't have to download games. I can just like play them whenever I want, and I can play it on my Shield or my Steam Deck or my PC, and it all works pretty well. So
Man, I'm hope someone like figures out the best version of whatever that is.
I mean, it's expensive. That's the only thing that kind of sucks about it. And I'm canceling it after this month, but
Yeah.
it is really cool. It works really, really well. Shockingly well, honestly. Like, I thought Game Pass streaming was pretty impressive, and then and then Moonlight was pretty cool, and then this like really blows both of them away. So, I played Call of Duty on it, like I played Nuketown just to test it out, and I was just like shredding on it, and I couldn't believe I was playing like a first-person multiplayer game on it. You know what I mean? So, very cool.
That's cool. Video games.
God, they're good.
Shit.
They're good.
I didn't have this in the list, but any games you guys are trying to get to in 2025?
Man, I don't know. There's probably a whole list. There's like stuff coming out.
Oh,
in the
there's
next
so
couple
many,
months.
so
There's
many
so
games
many.
coming out. Yeah.
I'm
Just wondering if you had anything in the backlog that you're trying to get to.
Not at the moment. No, I'm just riding the wave, you know.
I'm trying to get done with some of the backlog. Like that's partly why I've been playing some older games. But I'm also pretty excited for Monster Hunter, the new one, like the open world one.
That's in
$70
February,
and Avowed is next month. I'm just like,
Avowed is in 2 weeks.
Whew, that should be fun.
yeah, which I didn't realize it was in the same like world as their other
Pillars.
CRP. Yeah, Pillars of Eternity.
Yeah.
Which makes me want to go play that, you know?
I know.
It's just
that's
endless.
why that's why I started downloading those Pathfinder games because they were like, we were talking about that.
Yeah.
What's the mech warrior game?
Battletech.
No, the just Warhammer. That Rogue Trader.
Oh yeah, Rogue Trader.
It's made by the same studio. So I was like,
oh, cool. I didn't know
out.
that. Nice. Yeah, too many games.
Big one I want to play this year because everybody won't shut up about it. RE4, the remake.
Ooh, nice.
I think I got it for, I don't know, $15 or something like that. So
Sick.
I just got to figure out where to slot it in.
yeah.
After Spider-Man 2, next game.
Yeah, but there'll probably be something else to play.
Yeah. I do want to check out Silent Hill 2 one of these days too, but I'm going to probably wait for a while on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe spooky season this year.
Oh, that would be sick. Yeah.
All right, dudes.
All right.
Anything else?
Good chatting again.
No, good chat.
Oh, yeah.
Good chat. Still almost 2 hours, so we did it.
Well, but there's extra topics to start. So,
Yeah.
you know, we're good. We're good. I'm not worried about it.
I'm not worried about it either.
Yeah, so I think we'll try to be back towards the end of February, and we'll be back talking about what we're currently playing. For now, that's it. The Discord, it's in our Twitch, it's in our YouTube, but yeah, follow us on there. And we'll try to keep the announcements when we're gonna stream next, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Yes, I agree.
I agree.
Do you concur?
I concur.
Okay.
All right. Good night, everybody.
See y'all soon.